Hi there, this is Catherine. Thanks you for listening to my SEO Tips micro podcast. So, before we get into today's SEO tip, I just wanted to share with you the ways you can support the podcast if you're enjoying all the tips and finding them useful. So, you can send me a donation at buymeacoffee.com/Catherine W. Ong, O-N-G, and that's Catherine with a K. Any and all levels of donation are appreciated. It will help me offset the cost of producing the podcast. So, that's buymeacoffee.com/Katherinewong. I'd also encourage you to subscribe to our email list to make sure you're not missing any future episodes or any other news about the SEO Tips podcast. And to do that, you'd go to wostrategies.com/newsletter. Okay, on with today's tip.
Does your client have enough SEO resources on board to compete in their niche? Hello, thanks for listening to SEO Tips today. So today I'm going to walk through the process that I undertake to do competitive audits for my clients. This helps them get a better understanding of how they stand online for the topics for which they want to appear. I created these presentations to convince senior leadership to increase their internal or outsourced SEO staffing and to start the conversation around removing the silos between the various marketing departments and channels. So the first step is picking a set of online competitors. And I find the easiest way to confirm your online competitors is to take a bunch of keywords, add them to Ahrefs, and use the top domains ranking report. I'm sure your client is also going to throw you a few sites they also think are competitors. I just put them into your favorite tool. I use Ahrefs and SEMrush, and I pull the terms for which those sites are ranking on page 1 of Google, and then have the client confirm that those sites are still in the competitor set. Now, once you've got your set of competitors, I look at the following. 1, what is the SEO maturity of the organization? And I determine this based on the crawl data I have for the competitor websites, anything I can dig up about online about the staff that works at the organization. LinkedIn's excellent for this. It's also beneficial to do searches looking for the job descriptions or interviews of people who worked at those organizations. And just in case you're wondering, I'm using the SEO maturity that was published on Moz by Heather. She sort of set a standard for SEO maturity. So I'd encourage you to download and use that model. Anyway, number 2, add the number of staff, SEO staff, and any intel I can get about the agencies they use. So I count up the actual resources. I pull and I count the top ranking pages they have in Google search for the topics that overlap with their clients. I also generally pull how many times they're ranking in a knowledge graph. And then depending on the client, I might pull like ranking in videos or images. And then I dig into how future thinking they are related to their SEO program. And now this totally depends on the topic or the client, but I might include things like schema.org markup, voice search projects, so Alexa skills or any Google actions I can find, mobile app efforts, VR or AR work, YouTube savviness and optimization, etc. And I usually present these findings in a chart format so that my clients can see where they stack up and whether or not they can see whether or not their SEO strategy is under-resourced and whether there might be opportunities to overtake their competition if they pivot their SEO work. In my experience, SEO competitive audits can be a really powerful tool to motivate your clients to increase their SEO commitment. And if you haven't added it to your SEO arsenal, you should. Thanks for listening. Come back tomorrow for another SEO tip.